Gabi, and I am an academic, an applied theatre facilitator, and a researcher working in the intersections between body movement and queer theory and activism. And I use mostly embodied methods and techniques for fostering a sense of community and for hopefully transforming the world. In many cases, queer activism kind of perceived these methods as taboos. I have heard many times that queer people don't want to move, don't want to express. It is true that we are constrained in many cases to express ourselves artistically, but that doesn't mean that we cannot find our own ways of creating, of expressing, of freeing certain parts of ourselves through creative endeavors. So what motivates me is the idea, the hope of creating a space where people can move freely, express, where they can connect with themselves and others, and hopefully get a sense of community through having fun. I think queer joy is my main motivation. We live in a society that constantly tries to erase our bodies, and especially bodies and voices that are non-normative. There is a certain standard, a certain way of being, of behaving, of moving, of sounding. And I feel it can be a revolutionary invitation to actually do the opposite. What does it happen if we acknowledge and celebrate non-normative bodies? What does it happen if we celebrate and cherish dissident voices? What does it happen if we come together as we are and we try to explore how we want to move? I think that's how it can support us, bringing empowerment and confidence in ourselves, and also in connecting with the stories that we want to tell and how we want to tell them. I think the main invitation of embodiment techniques is that we don't get to accept how we are supposed to be and how we are supposed to express, but actually we get an opportunity to explore how do we want to create and what do we want to say to the world. The importance of having two dimensions of actor and director is to have a sense that no activism and no youth work is detached from the person. You cannot work on motivating others if you don't get awareness on how you motivate yourself. On one hand, actor allows us to connect with ourselves personally. What are my motivation, my driving forces? What me, in this case as Gabi, I find inspiring and beautiful and contributes to my happiness when doing my youth work and activism. And on the other hand, the director hat is more thinking about the spreading of the image of the techniques that we are doing. And I think about my target group, how can I foster share in this ripple effect with wider communities, and how perhaps what I am experiencing as an actor, as a person, can influence others. How what inspires me perhaps can inspire others. For me, queer joy means being in a place all together where everyone is welcomed with whatever level of energy and expressivity they have, where there is no right or wrong, when there is no normativity, when there is not an imposition on how you're supposed to be. Queer joy is embracing whatever we have at that moment, whether that is vulnerability and excitement and passion, and celebrating the flame that we have inside for starting maybe a transformation around us.